I know we can do this together because I know this. There's nothing beyond our capacity.
Unbelievably crazy, folks. It's hump day. Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. We're in Studio 7. The only reason I said that is I saw the number 7 pop up on my screen here. Anyways, welcome, folks. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Let's kick it off. I'm going to do my 30-minute monologue. You folks that are here live because you're at subscribestar.com. You signed up with the Prepared Mind, or you're at the preparedmind.club. $2 either way, and 2 ways to do it. And then every day, Monday through Friday, here we are live. And we're going to start out with the Pfizer files. You're going to love this shit. As mentioned, scumbag Chris Cuomo of the scumbag Cuomo family in New York, he's made news, and now he's making more news. Aren't you glad you are a prepper? Aren't you glad you have a brain? Aren't you glad we're all working together? Right? People with brains coming together. Fuck. Unbelievable. This fucking idiot goes on the air again. Now, first off, he took the Jim Jones juice, and he has a permanent injury from it. I don't know what the injury includes, but it probably includes some brain damage. But on top of that, the jackass extraordinaire that he is, Chris Cuomo, he's now admitting that he took ivermectin on a daily basis. Whoa! If anyone in the world of veterinary medicine, you know that you take a dose of ivermectin for your body weight. It's not a daily thing. Well, I mean, it could be if your doctor prescribes you a small amount, but essentially it stays in your system and kills parasites, germs, and all kinds of crazy shit. It's one of those wonder drugs. I remember when Bayer aspirin used to market itself on TV as the wonder drug. It's fucking aspirin. It's scraped off of a tree somewhere in Central or South America. Anyways, not only has jackass Chris Cuomo said he got an injury for taking the Jim Jones juice, not only is he admitted to taking ivermectin on a daily basis, he refuses to accept responsibility for shaming people who did not take the experimental, dangerous, questionable Jim Jones juice. He refuses to apologize. The dumb son of a bitch shamed people, crapped on people, threatened people. But folks, most of these big-time TV jackasses, entertainment stars, whoever the government, big pharmaceutical, government types, they would all come out and say, you got to take it. We're going to take away your money. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger? Screw your freedoms. Yeah, screw you, Arnold. I'm bigger than you. I'm stronger than you. I always have been, and I always will be. And you're going to die before me anyways. Our childhood heroes are assholes, aren't they? Anyways, yeah, this son of a bitch fucking hypocrite Cuomo. He took the Jim Jones juice, gets an injury, doesn't say anything to anybody, gets on ivermectin on a daily prescription to make sure he doesn't get COVID. Because remember, if you took the Jim Jones juice, you still get COVID. In fact, it increases your chances of getting it. In fact, you can get it multiple times. What a fucking asshole. Anyways, welcome to Shit Hitting the Fan, folks, where people like me and you, we put our brains together. The left are like, brains? I thought you said trains, and I went the other way. Anyways, there's a callback to childhood teasing. Get your questions below. Mr. Ullman is in the house. And there's a story I didn't get to yesterday. I would have had it yesterday, and this morning, Mark Dice had it on his channel, but I'll talk about it anyway because it's important. Just want to let you know I have stuff well ahead of other really great people like Mark Dice. Anyways, the Boy Scouts of America is no longer the Boy Scouts of America. It may as well be the LGB Scouts, and it's sad, right? Because they want to embrace inclusivity, the thing that is destroying corporations, even mom and pop small businesses. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is a fucking failure. And again, a great example. Just yesterday, I reported here look, if you're here live, you're going to hear shit from me. It comes either from you guys or I found it on my own. And we're going to beat the news. We're going to beat other YouTubers. We're going to beat everybody to telling you about it. Fucking Boeing had their 787 inspectors falsifying documents on commercial airliners, 787s, big ass fucking jumbo jets, falsifying maintenance records. And they are diversity, equity, and inclusion employees. You want to guarantee failure? Go woke. Want to guarantee loss of money and safety and everything else? Go inclusive. So Boy Scouts, they go inclusive, but they've been rather, how do we put this? Pro butt pirate for a while. There have been complaints for decades, going back into the 90s, of Boy Scout leaders that just happen to like boys a little too much. Enough said there. And European Union nations are now joining Japan and others in condemning and pulling off the market the Jim Jones juice. They're trying to do it quietly. AstraZeneca is withdrawing their vax from the market. Why? Due to they're calling it rare occurrences of snot clots in the blood. Let's see, there's AstraZeneca, there's Pfizer, there's Moderna, there's Johnson & Johnson. How many did I miss? Probably another 2 to 4. But rare my ass. And that's only one of several. I mean, look, if something's causing you to fucking clot up, that is a death sentence. That's calling for a stroke, a heart attack, a pulmonary fucking embolism, a cranial aneurysm. Not to mention all of the neurological fuck-ups and other things. People can't breathe. Shit, their bodies don't work. Okay, wait. You guys know all this stuff. What am I telling you for? Fuck. All right, let us move on. In the great state of Georgia, which happens to be in the South, but somehow it always goes Democrat because of somehow Fulton County having more votes, that would be Atlanta, than the rest of the beautiful state of Georgia. In any event, the governor there, Brian Kemp, who is a rhino Republican, he is a never for Trump. He's an asshole. Brian Kemp, I wish I could say hi to him in person. But he has signed 3, folks, not 1, not 2. You guessed it, 3. He signed 3 election integrity laws in time for the 2024 presidential election coming up in November. You know what's interesting is laws are on the books. It's the law. We already have election integrity laws. No fucking cheating, no lying. You sign a document, you sign it under perjury. It's funny. Dead people don't care about the law, so they vote as much as they want. They have laws about having, what do you call them? Election observers. They put paper up on the windows. They kick people out of the fucking vote counting center. They shut down the building and said, we got a water leak in the bathroom. It's so bad. You got to leave so we can fucking cheat our asses off. So yeah, unless the government enforces the law on itself, it doesn't do any good to have these fucking laws. So this is glad handing. Oh, you guys are so great. Yay. Fuck you, Georgia. Right? They pass the laws, but if they're not enforced, you think fat ass Fannie Willis, you think fat ass Fani Willis is going to prosecute someone for election fraud, for violating election integrity laws? No. Folks, they try and take your Second Amendment every other fucking day. That's a violation of the Constitution. It's a violation of law. It's a violation of trust. It's a violation of everything government is supposed to be doing. And they don't give a fuck. So what makes you think they're going to? In other words, get ready for the cheat. Get ready for the fight. Get active. Prep to action. Get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. And get active at your polling place. Find your local Republican Party headquarters. Tell them you want to be part of the observing, watching, and tell them you want to watch election drop boxes if they pull that shit. You want to make sure no one's cheating. Oh, fuck. I tell you, folks. It's just shithole. It's a shithole. Unbelievable. Now, Joe Biden has caused the shit hitting the fan situation we have to get worse. Now, to take you back in time, in March of 2020, I sat outside. I broke out the last Byron cigar. I broke out the scotch. I lit that cigar, which was the ceremonial, official shit has hit the fan cigar. And I smoked it while we talked. And I said, this whole bullshit COVID thing, that's the beginning of it. And we've been in it. And that was March. Next January, it was already Biden time. January 21st, he was inaugurated. January 22nd, he killed the Keystone Pipeline and shut down oil and everything else, energy. Fuck him, right? Well, he's losing his ass off right now. Now, Chin Music, I know you're here somewhere, buddy. He was saying, oh, they're talking tough. The Democrats are saying they're going to win, but they also know, and they're saying they're going to lose. So the Biden campaign today, in order to make themselves look like they're fighters and they're in it, said that Joe Biden will be debating Donald Trump. Who is going to debate Donald Trump? You really think Biden has the mental capacity? Is that what you're saying? He has the capacity?
I know we can do this together because I know this. There's nothing beyond our capacity.
Capacity. What a dickhead. And that guy has a lot of authority. Unbelievable. So I just want everyone to know, if we get a Biden-Trump debate, we should all break out the popcorn because it's going to be a fucking shit show. But could they, would they, can they put in a a body double, a doppelganger, a stand-in, a fake, etc.? I don't know. I don't know if they can do that. Anyways, I mean, they can try. I mean, if you remember back in the 2016 election, President Trump looked over at the person he was debating and he referred to Hillary Clinton as that woman over there, meaning he didn't think that was the real fucking Hillary. Very interesting stuff going on, folks. Very interesting stuff. I don't think Biden can do it. I don't think he can. Now, continuing on. Number one, questions down below. Thank you. If you're on YouTube and you catch this as the later broadcast, be sure and hit the thumbs up. Be sure and subscribe. Be sure and share the internet address. Moving on, we've had another January 6th patriot who was protesting in D.C. The stolen election, folks, has taken his life by suicide. It's incredible what they're doing, folks. the pain and suffering they're putting the country through for fighting them, for fighting the theft. Pain, suffering, difficulty, right? We were getting threatened in 2020 and then 2021 with losing our jobs, losing our lives, having the bank shut, keeping you kicked out. You got to stay in your house. You can't use public parks. We all they do is fucking threaten us and take shit away, and they're going to continue. Don't think that's going to get better. We've got one hell of a fight ahead of us. So if we fight now, before this and during this election, the better off we're all going to be. And by the way, Biden has once again lost balance on the steps of Air Force One. The dude is a fucking douche.
Well.
Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, he didn't fall down the steps. That would be funny. That would be funny. But they're doing all they can to hide this guy. He can't. He doesn't have it. He doesn't. In fact, they announced that, hey, Joe Biden's he's gonna debate Trump. They also literally called out Joe Biden for being too soft on the abortion issue. Too soft on the abortion issue. In fact, the host said, quote, "You're being all over the map," end quote. Now, what's fascinating here is how much more pro-abortion could this son of a bitch be? How much more pro-death can they be? Because they are the cult of death. They're the party of death. But apparently CNN, or at least this hostess, once the Democrats to really come out, we're all for killing babies. It's just another one of the things, one of the planks of the Democrat platform of anti-America, anti-life, anti-decency, anti-good. It's really what they're all about. And they think they need more of it. So I would like to, right now, here and forever, encourage the Democrats to continue to push stupidity into everyone's faces until the world learns its lessons. Are they going to learn their lessons? I sure hope so. It would be nice, don't you think? Wouldn't it fucking be nice? And Biden has once again read the words of the teleprompter, all of the words, not just the things he's supposed to say. Like it'll literally come up on the screen, right? It'll say, "Hi, my name is Joe Biden. I am your president." And then it'll have in brackets, pause, or sigh, or smile. It'll tell him what to fucking do. And so he reads that shit. What a moron. What an in-cow-poop. Just unbelievable, folks. It's not going to be getting any better for them. So get ready for the popcorn shit show. Now, I talked about treason this morning. It was later in the morning. It was the eye-opening enlightenment episode of Zero Dark 30. And it said, this treason. How much more do we have to suffer? I got 2 stories here for you. 2, count them, 1, 2. A Guatemalan young man who's here illegally. And who is allowing him in? Biden, Mayorkas, Border Patrol, Immigrations and Custom Enforcement, border guards. When I come in the country, they're asking me all kinds of fucking questions. I'm like, do I look like an American? Do I sound like an American? And you still want to ask me some fucking questions? Meanwhile, across the airport, there's a mile-long fucking line of people who can't even speak English. You're letting them in for free. Where's my $5,000 credit card? Anyways, this fucking kid, young man, is probably 15 to 18, from Guatemala. He's been arrested, folks, for not only kidnapping, but sexually assaulting, meaning rape, of an 11-year-old girl. No, it gets better, or it gets worse. Remember Lachlan Riley? Remember that? Lachlan Riley? Well, the illegal, that means he came here across Biden's open border, his treasonous open border. Why the fuck is he not being arrested by the military for flagrant dereliction of duty, intentional destruction to the country, inviting in the enemy. How much more? Where the fuck are the balls on the military? Oh, that's right. They don't have balls. They cut them all off. Pulled up their fishnet stockings extra tight on their nutsack. Their empty nutsacks. Assholes. The guy who murdered Locke and Riley has been indicted. And he's being accused of being a peeping Tom. Peeping Tom? Crazy shit, folks. Crazy. Unbelievable what's going on. President Trump has essentially announced in the last few days that he's willing to go all the way. The old give me liberty or give me death on freedom. And the other day I was talking to my son, who had pretty much the same thing to say. One is Trump. I mean, Trump, again, billionaire, former president, beautiful wife, great family. He could just back away and just fucking live like a king. Instead, he's willing to fight. That says something about someone at his level, right? Trump is the John Hancock of his time. Remember, John Hancock was the first to sign very large on the Declaration of Independence, so the king would see his name. He was the richest man in America. Now, while Trump is not the richest man in America, he's the richest man telling Washington, D.C. to go fuck itself. Right? It's crazy, folks. Now, this was an interesting story. People are pissed off. My son's pissed off. He's like, look, I've got a son now, my grandson. He goes, they're not going to get anywhere near him. I'll fucking kill them all. That's a paraphrase, putting words in his mouth. Lucas is a nice guy. He'd never hurt a fly. Brian Mast. I don't know if you know who he is. He is a Florida Republican. Once again, my home state. I have adopted Florida, and I'm pretty sure Florida has adopted me. They like my kick-ass Hawaiian shirts and my attitude. Anyways, Brian Mast had the awful Code Pink hags. I would call them see you next Tuesdays, but it's Wednesday. And they tried doing one of these ambush attacks, right? Because he opposed the ceasefire deal to Hamas. And he says this, folks, right or wrong, stand your fucking ground. Right or wrong, believe what you believe. Be willing to talk about, but when you've made a decision, stand by it. He says, quote, I think Israel should go in there and kick the shit out of them. Okay, then. But look, we're not giving money to Israel anymore. We're not supporting them. Well, the United States government is supporting Ukraine and that war. But, here we are. Here we are, folks. And it just gets better. Did you know that charitable organizations in the Middle East fund terrorism? To them, that's charity. To people of European descent, European culture, Christian culture, our idea of charity is helping people. Understand this. These pro-Palestinian fuckwads, mark my words, their idea of charity is killing people. They're doing you a big old fucking favor. You bet. Hey, charity, we're giving bullets for babies because they want to kill babies. Well, hell, they might as well join the Democrat Party killing babies and pregnant women and moms and everyone else. It's just incredible, folks. Incredible. It's incredible. Now, we just covered Israel and terrorism, kind of launched back into American terrorism by these fucking people. Now let's get over there to Russia. Yeah, Russia is pounding the shit with missiles, bombs, drones, the power plants to take out Kiev's energy infrastructure. More than half of Kiev's infrastructure is toast. I guess they won't be partying up in all the clubs with the money we sent them. Unfucking believable, folks. Unbelievable. You know, this is interesting. While we're fighting, you and I, for a reasonable thought, reason, logic, common sense, critical thinking, if you're really a smart person, right? We're pushing for that. The left keeps pushing woke. They want the Department of Defense and their mandatory diversity, equity, and inclusion crap. Boeing's equity inclusion crap. Mainstream media's attack. A friend of mine shared with me today that PayPal killed them and then brought them back and said, oh, okay, we guess you're an okay person. 3 students won a $1 million lawsuit because they were accused of wearing blackface, and it wasn't blackface. They sued because they were they were wrongfully expelled from St. Francis High School in California. They didn't have fair procedures in place, etc. It's unbelievable what's going on. That's more important to them. Someone that they think is wearing blackface. And we've seen enough of this now. Remember that young boy, a Kansas City Chiefs football fan, a young guy trying to find his way. He painted one half of his face red, the other half, I think, black, wore, Kansas City Chiefs regalia. He's all dressed up for it. They attacked him, called it blackface, said he was a racist. The fucking kid was Native American at a Chiefs game. And he got lots of apologies. But they're so worried about woke, they can't take it. They can't stand it. Crazy, folks. But it's going to get worse. It's just going to. There's no way out of this. It is. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about George Washington University. It's one of the many universities with these anti-Semitic fucksticks. It's funny how you can don't you dare put any makeup on your face that makes you look like you're brown or black. Don't wear a dress that could be taken from an Asian culture. But if you're a white liberal, you can dress up in shit that makes you look like you're from Hamas. That's fine. And if you hate Jews, that's fine. Anyways, these anti-Jew, anti-Israel, murderous sons of bitches, the charity organizations called the Palestinian Lovers that have taken over George Washington University. Well, the House Republicans were like, we're going to fix this. We're going to straighten it up. But the protest mob at George Washington University has been cleared out. So now they canceled this hearing on anti-Semitism. How does that resolve the issue? They're like snakes. All they did was slither off site and go hide under a rock somewhere. They'll come back the same way in Gaza, Hamas. They attack on October 7th. So the other side says, well, fuck you. And they start kicking the shit out of them. And then the terrorists start screaming, oh my God, you're killing women and children. There's plenty of women and children. You've been committing genocide. Then why is your population bigger year after year? Well, we're not happy. Stop doing this. Right? And the Israelis, the IDF, keeps kicking the shit out of them. Finally, they're like, well, we want peace. We want peace. Say Hamas. Just like these little bastards at GW. All they're doing is hiding, regrouping, recruiting, retraining, reconfiguring, and then they will re-attack. It's so fucking stupid. Get your questions down below. I've got one more quick thing to talk about, and then we'll get to what you want to talk about. There's a North Carolina school board. Their 16-year-old son well, these parents are suing the school board because their 16-year-old son was suspended from school. Did he get in a fight with a pro-Palestinian student? No. Did he bring drugs to school? No. Oh, wait. He's a trans fruitcake who sexually assaulted a girl or a boy. No, he didn't do that. You know what he did? He said the words illegal alien. They called him a racist and suspended him. Well, I'm glad the parents are suing them. Illegal alien is not profanity. So therefore, there is no rule of no moral turpitude rule against it. Right? It didn't violate the good senses of the school. They've got pictures, cartoon books of boys sucking men's schlongs in cartoon form, in a book, in a school for children. But you can't say the words illegal alien? Give me a fucking break. All right. Yeah, I need a break. I'm going to take a 10-second break while we get the new. Well, I don't know how new it is. The next. There we go. Not new, but next. Inner Circle. Here we are. Mr. Uman is in the house. He means business too. All right. What does Abraham have to say, Mr. Uman? Where are we going? Michael Smith. Who is that guy? He's a ginger version of me. Anyways, Safety Man from Subscribestar has this to say. John, since the Democrats will probably do anything to keep Trump from getting back in office, I expect to see several false flags around October to give them a reason to declare martial law. It would have to be a Tet offensive style attack. That is, simultaneous attacks are all around the country, all at the same time. What do you think? Of course, Make America Great Again would be blamed for it. Okay, for people who aren't familiar with Tet Offensive, it was during the Vietnam War. American forces had joined with South Vietnam to fight off the communists of North Vietnam. And it's an ugly, ugly war, folks. But the Tet Offensive was if it was about terrorism, it wasn't. It was an army attacking. At least the fucking communists back then were honest about being stinking communists. But what they did was they coordinated an attack. Every base, or many bases, were attacked all at once. American bases, Army, Marine Corps, all attacked. Tet Offensive. It was hugely successful for them. For the North Vietnamese, the communists. It doesn't mean that won the war, but it was a successful thing and that they attacked everywhere. And I think that is quite possible to happen. Quite possible. Whether it's martial law or whether we just postpone the election, I think you're right. They're going to have to do something because Biden is losing his shit. I think even his body doubles are incompetent and literally will not be able to stand up to debating Trump. They're losing in the polls. They don't have anything positive to campaign on. So a multi-city across the country coordinated terror attack to be blamed on, Make America Great Again Republicans. And remember, the Democrats are saying that us Republicans are joining forces with the terrorists and training together. In fact, Mad Maxine Waters, that's right, Mad Maxine this week was saying what? Some mountain boys or some, right? She got a call from some mountain boys telling them that they're training, as if anyone would call Mad Maxine Waters. She's from fucking L.A., California. How would she know any mountain boys and patriots who are out training to take on the government? Stupid shit. Okay, but now back to you. A Tet Offensive or a Tet style, a massive coordinated attack on the whole country, it's possible. But now we have to look at what is the desired effect. The desired effect is to not have Trump get elected, as you stated. So one way to do that, martial law, that's it. We've got a problem. We have an invader and a domestic enemy. That's a tall order to fill. In fact, to just cancel the election, it's got to be a pretty nasty situation, whether it's a Tet offensive type thing. We're just going to continue to use that since you did. Or it could be a major bombing of Washington, D.C. It doesn't, well, I mean, of course, a nuclear bomb, that's big enough to cancel the election. But I want you to take a look at history. Back in the early 1930s, Adolf Hitler. You know Adolf Hitler. Right? He looks kind of like Biden, only younger and a mustache. Adolf Hitler. Oh, man. That poor guy. He gets picked on as much as Biden does. Anyways, Adolf Hitler was the prime minister or the chancellor. Basically, he's the president. And the Reichstag burned. And I've had lots of debates with people who believe it was done intentionally and accidentally. I do not believe in coincidences when it comes to megalomaniac fucking dictators. And so, the Reichstag was their Congress. The chancellor is their president. The Reichstag Congress burned, and their chancellor said, fuck it, I'll just rule by dictate. A dictator. If Congress were to be bombed with it, and folks, how hard would it be to launch a nuke and blow up a city? That would be awfully difficult and extremely, costly, etc. But it wouldn't be as costly, and it certainly wouldn't be as difficult if all they did was blow up Congress. And then Biden could say, hey, we're going to have to cancel the election. This is the most massive terror action since the English burned New York City to the fucking ground in the War of 1812. They could say that. Right? And then Biden could become dictator, and he could be just like our good buddy Voldemort Zelensky. Anyways, the odds are increasing, in my opinion, in a major false flag to cause problems. They need to arrest Trump. They can't. They need to convict Trump. They can't get anywhere close. They need another candidate. They can't find any. I keep looking for Democrat candidates, and they keep getting arrested for molesting children and raping children and committing crimes. But yeah, they're going to want to blame us. They would blame Republicans, patriots, veterans if Congress blew up. And they don't even have to do a major blow up that could destroy the whole building. Folks, you can put on a hell of a show. I refer to the Boston bombing of April 15th, a number of years back, when they created a fake bombing, false flag. They had smoke machines. They called them crock pot bombs pressure cooker bombs. It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. I remember still to this day, the Incredible Hulk man who had his pants legs shredded from the knees down in perfect vertical slits to make it look like he got his pants blown apart. Fucking stupid. There were people who showed up after the bombs went off, laid on the ground and put fake blood on themselves. Stupid. They could do that in Washington, D.C. to Congress, blow the glass out of the rooms. No big deal. Put all kinds of smoke in the air. No big deal. Spray blood all over the place. Well, it's literally no big deal, but they could make it look like a very, very big deal. And then proclaim martial law. They could proclaim that Republicans are bad. Trump did this. It's another attempted revolt. Right? Insurrection. Unbelievable. Anyways, great topic. Great topic. I know that a lot of us are really worried about that. I am. I'm concerned. But I don't lose sleep because I'm prepared and I have faith and I know the Constitution and freedom is more important to more people than there are government assholes willing to kill us. It's going to be a mess, though. I hope you're prepared. Mr. Uman, where shall we roll next on this hump day, Wednesday? And it is Cracked Eggs checking in. He says, having knowledge and truth is a motherfucker when everyone else is living a lie. Cracked Eggs, I want you to have heart. Have heart. People are waking up on a daily basis, and you, my friend, are just like me and just like everyone else on this Make America Great Again, America First, patriotic movement. We're awake. We're waking up more people. That's why I say share the internet address. Be sure to hit thumbs up, right? All those fucking things. Talk to people, Cracked Eggs. I know it seems like everyone's living a fucking lie. Like they have their head in the ground or up their ass. They're both not good places. They don't know where they're going or what's coming. Nothing. But more people are waking up. And I would like to put this out here, and people can argue against it or for it. But even people who have their heads in their own asses, they know, a lot of them, the difference between right and wrong. And if let's just call it the explosion of SHTF is powerful enough for them to get their heads out of their asses and look around at what's happening, even if they're not preppers, they're going to see who's to blame and know it. They don't want to deal with it. They're afraid. They don't understand. They won't put any thought into it. They don't have time. Or they're too busy working 4 jobs to pay their bills. I get it, though. The truth is a motherfucker. And it makes people very uncomfortable to hear it, to think about it, and then to do something about it. Being brave is not easy. This channel is populated with men, women, different religions, different genders. Male and female are the 2 genders we have on the Prepared Mind channel, as well as different races, everything. We're awake, and we reach out and we touch other organizations, other groups of people that are like us or not like us, and we're making a difference. It's a motherfucker. But if you've got your head in your ass and you hear a really big boom, you pull your head out, look around, and you're like, holy shit, look at that. They'll remember what you told them. They'll remember. And if they're good people, albeit, lazy, slow, apathetic, even if they're those things, they're still good people, and they're going to be on our side. And to be not on our side when things get nasty, that's really going to be fucking awful for people who pull their heads out of their ass and go, but the Democrats, and then all of a sudden their head is missing. All right, Mr. Who-Man, where are we rolling next? We got Mikey G, and he says, hey, there's an X-class solar flare directly hitting us. It hits tomorrow. Oh, shit. Is that a big solar flare? Like back when I was in California, back when my kids were still kids, back when I was still married, I really got into the electric universe theory, watching solar flares, how they work, CMEs, that they were going, oh my God, there's a hole in the sun, and at that time, years ago, it was pretty alarming to learn about this stuff. Yeah, I get it. We had the Carrington event where in the 1800s, there was a huge solar flare, and all of the excess electrons fried telegraphs and fried what few electronics were around way back then. We're going to find out, but I'm not worried about it. But could it be used? Well, and this is where I find it more likely that we'll get an EMP over the top of an X-class solar flare to cause the desired effect, right? Like if you kick a football, it's going to fly. If you fill the football with helium and kick it, it's going to go further, right? Isn't that what they did with the football in the NFL, and someone got in trouble and they blamed somebody for putting shit in? Anyways, if they want to use the solar flare as cover for an EMP disaster. That's possible, Mikey. Just keep your powder dry. Keep a can opener handy next to your cans of beans. We're going to make it through this. And if it does hit, we're going to find out exactly how dramatic it is. Ooh, man wants to be funny. He's making me giggle. If your EMP shield fails, right? If your EMP shield, your homemade Faraday cage fails, right? How are you going to make a warranty claim on your electronics, your EMP shield, if the whole country is destroyed, right? If your electronics are fried, everyone else's are as well. We're all basically screwed. And who wouldn't go, hey, this is the greatest EMP device in the whole world, and we got a bazillion-dollar money-back guarantee, but there it is. Ooman says, I wish I would have thought of that kind of a scam. There's a lot of scams out there, folks. That's why I'm like, okay, get an EMP bag, make your own Faraday cage, do the best you can. But that's a very small part, right? If we had a huge EMP hit, Mikey, yeah, it's going to cause problems. The biggest single problem, though, once again, is Democrats inside your 10-mile radius. They're the problem. EMP? You fried my electronics, you bastards. Right? Oh, well. Do I have food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense? Bet your ass you do. And we'll find out at some point, folks, which way they want to play this. How they want to come after us. If they're going to do a false flag, what's it going to be? What's it going to be, right? What's it going to be? Mr. Ooman, where do we want to go next? What do we have on? Hey, it's Michael Brown. Oh, this is ridiculous, man. Michael Brown says, Bo Jiden. I've never seen that one. Not Joe Biden, but Bo Jiden. It's almost like Bojangles. Bo Jiden might be slumming. Is slang for non-homogeneous or no diddy. Oh, that's some funny shit, man. I hope all is well, Michael. I got your message, what was that, a week and a half or 2 weeks ago? Hope all is well. Hope things are straightening up. Be cool, be safe, be prepared. Thank you, sir. Fucking Bo Jiden. That's some funny shit. Mr. Ooman, where are we rolling next? I've got more shit I want to talk about. You guys have got a lot of shit to talk about. And here we go. Chin Music says Boy Scouts have been doing the soft insertion of fruit salad stuff for a while. Yeah, they have. It's quite disgusting. You know, this whole thing about homosexuals just want to integrate into life. Isn't P. Diddy being accused of being a very aggressive, nasty homosexual dude? Anyways, soft insertion. You know, this idea that, we're just like everyone else. It's just that we're gay. Well, if you're a Boy Scout leader and you're gay and you're raping and molesting boys, you're not like everyone else. You just aren't. My sons were not Boy Scouts, nor did I ever entertain the idea, even though I lived in extremely rural California. And that wouldn't be tolerated. I still wasn't going for it. They fucking lost me in the 90s. They did. When they started allowing moms to be scout leaders and homosexuals to be scout leaders, I was like, fucking pass. Bo Jiden. Sounds like, that's his alias. I'm not Joe Biden. I'm Bo Jiden, man. It's cool. Me and Corn Pop, we're cool. We're going to go visit P. Diddy. All right. We got this. From the micro to the macro, we're in big trouble. Really, really big trouble. Big fucking trouble. These politicians are fucking things up left and right. Russia, folks, has decided they're going to respond to, quote, provocative statements and threats by Western officials with nuclear drills and threats of its own. It's provocative statements and threats. So Russia is like, oh, you guys want to have nuclear drills? You want to have, you want to say and talk shit and make threats? Well, we can do the same thing. Folks, Russia is not afraid of a military that wears fishnet stockings and has fat, retarded-looking idiots as officers in the Pentagon. But it's not just America, folks. A German politician now has been convicted, not just arrested, not just tried, but convicted of incitement of hatred. Do you know what this lady did? She cited statistics of rapes committed by immigrants and illegal immigrants. That's right. You speak the truth, it's a fucking crime, you'll get convicted. That's the insanity of Europe and America and Canada and Australia. The reality is there's people like Russia out there. Crazy. Crazy, crazy stuff, folks. Crazy world. Shit has hit the fan. Mr. Uman, what do we got next? Thumbs up, thumbs down, all good, bad? What do we got? Hey, it's name redacted. He says they, meaning the World Economic Forum, Democrat, elitist, corporate banking, aristocratic scumbags. They have poisoned their own supporters, but not themselves. He says, I never see any cases of suddenly in either House chamber, suddenly dying. Well, there's some kind of cutoff level, right? There's some kind of ceiling where the elites, well, they pretend to take the Jim Jones juice, but they don't, because they don't keel over and die either after taking the shot in 5 minutes or 5 days or 5 months. But there are very important people who have taken it. So there's like this level where if you're above it, you get the fake stuff. But if you're below it, you're taking a chance. Eric Clapton, celebrity, legend, fucked his hands up, neurological issues. Chris Cuomo, big time CNN, but he didn't get above that line to where you're getting a placebo shot. You know, over in India, I think their minister of health or some top fucking dog national level politician in India, he got the Jim Jones juice, died on the spot. Whoops-a-daisy. It's going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to happen. People are going to continue to die. They're going to continue to push this shit. The elites will not take it. They fucking know better. They do. Why would you? I mean, anyone with a modicum of intelligence would say an experimental, just invented vaccine, whether it's been around 1 year, 1 month, 10 years, doesn't matter. It's still experimental. It's just fucking stupid, folks. Stupid. Stupid stuff. Okay, where am I at here? I got all kinds of shit up here. Let's keep going. Mr. Uman, what do we have? I know we got a lot rolling, man. A lot rolling. We got Badass Diving Frog. He says, John, AstraZeneca, big pharmaceutical company, has a class action lawsuit against them for the COOF shot. Yes, expect more and more lawsuits, folks. Uman says Astra was quietly taken off the EU's list of approved drugs as well. Yeah. But again, we got Moderna, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and several other making this garbage. And they're going to get sued. You know, I would not be offended, upset. I would not want the people prosecuted if they went to these pharmaceutical headquarters and burned them to the fucking ground. Burned them to the fucking ground. I would not be upset. Now, I'm not encouraging it. I don't think lawlessness is a good idea, but I wouldn't be upset. Same as I wouldn't be upset if Coca-Cola headquarters was blown sky high. Or if Dick's Sporting Goods all got run over by killdozers because they're a bunch of woke, dumb, elite assholes. That's my opinion. As far as drugs, AstraZeneca, their headquarters is wherever they're at in America or Europe, along with these other big pharma companies, but their manufacturing largely is in China. So there won't be a shortage if you blow up the CEO's office. That's basically what I'm saying there. Mr. Uman, where are we going next? Chin Music says, oh, this is disgraceful. Fucking and the memes and the jokes out there are fucking hilarious. The governor of New York, this fucking ugly bitch, and she looks like a witch to boot, Kathy Hochul, right? This is what she said yesterday, and Chin Music quotes. He says, "Black kids in the Bronx don't even know what the word computer even means." What a fucking racist bitch. How could any kids in the Bronx or any city or country not know what a computer is? Your phone is a computer. Your tablet's a computer. The computer's a computer. Fucking smart TVs are computer. Toasters are computers. But you know, black kids wouldn't even know. It was funny. Some black guy, right, made a joke out of it. He got a laptop, had the top closed, sitting on the ground, and he was wearing like a pair of raggedy pants, and he started hopping around the room like a monkey, acting stupid, hitting the computer and wondering what the hell it is. And then he like opened it up and went, got scared, threw it in the air and jumped back. You know, basically mocking and showing how fucking racist Democrats are for making stupid statements like this. It's just unbelievable. Anyways, thank you, Chin Music. Democrats are the real racists. And she really did say that. That's how fucking stupid she is. And Joe Biden really, really is a racist too. Mr. Hooman, I know we're running out of time. Let's keep going. Name redacted. It says, why the military isn't acting? Because those who would have were chased out during the BAMSTers' first and second turns. You are correct. If there ever was a time when military leadership in the Pentagon, the officer corps, the special Washington, D.C. protective units of the military, if they would have seen all the treason being committed and done something about it, those days are over because Obama cleared out Republican, conservative, American officers in the Pentagon. If there are any, they're few and far between and powerless, relatively speaking. They're not on the Joint Chiefs. I don't look to the Joint Chiefs and go, there's probably a good fucking soldier or Marine in there. No.
Okay, I got to interject here. I guarantee you that if all this was happening at the same time with Obama, that there's not a single military officer that would have gone in and taken out Obama or Joe Biden at this point or anything. No. There's just no way.
I don't think so.
No.
I do consider what they're doing treason. But yeah. I can't think of a time in recent history when the military would have been, particularly just for the reason that back when there was a military that had balls and brains, it was a different time for voting, for social, for cultural and traditional stuff. Voting was working. They wouldn't have dared 40 fucking years ago to do what they're doing today. They wouldn't dare.
No, but likewise, the military, there's no way that they're going to go in and do anything without the support of the people and a big portion of what has turned into such a colossal bureaucracy that even if they went in there and took Joe Biden out, what happens next? The bureaucracy would just put the next pawn in place and move it up the chain. If the military took over, who are they going to put in charge?
Well, are we now? We're being realistic. Let's just say the military said, Joe Biden, you're a traitor. We have sworn to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. You've committed treason. You're out. We're going to assume that happened. They would have to call for a special election.
Would it be a special election, or the vice president would step in?
Well, the vice president would step in, but they would call for a special election. The bureaucracy would still be in place. the White House and its administration would still be in place unless they were all arrested together, group for treason. A Congress is still in place. So even if you got rid of the president, the vice president, you got the Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, you'd have the same thing again. So
it would change absolutely nothing.
The cleaning of the house, the draining of the swamp is not going to be one or two people.
No.
Yeah, I agree with you.
No, it's a great fantasy, but you know what? In reality, something so drastic has to happen to really initiate any kind of meaningful change. I just don't see that happening with any of the people, including Trump. You know, everybody can say, oh, Trump's going to come in and change it. One man can't change it.
I hope he tries.
I hope he tries, and I hope that he grooms a successor that will carry that on, that is going to be popular enough to get reelected or to get elected after he's done. But I mean, we're going to need probably, 4 or 5 successive terms just to start a change and swing things back in the right direction.
I'm going to agree with you. If it took from World War II till now for the communists to take over, it's going to take 100 fucking years to get them all the way out.
Yep.
Even if they got rid of all the bureaucracy, they still run the colleges. They're in the military. They're in colleges. They're in corporations. They're fucking everywhere. These communists.
Yeah,
and they're just going to climb right back under their rocks and hide again.
Yeah, and all these people coming out of these communist colleges with that indoctrination are going to backfill all that stuff. I mean, it's going to take decades to get out of this mess we're in. There's no quick fix. And if anybody thinks that, there's going to be a revolution, I'm sorry, you're fooling yourself. It's a great fantasy, but it's not reality.
Well,
Name Redacted asked me in the chat, where's the line in my mind that would need to be crossed? I said, well, in my mind, that line has been crossed a long time ago. But in reality, I don't know where that line is, because it has to be a significant enough number of people and citizens that have been fed up and have said enough and are willing to step up and do something about it.
And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Just like Nazi Germany was incrementally, though quickly, taken over by the Nazi Party. The people were overwhelmed. They were afraid to take action. Then they were afraid of the government. And then they were silent. And then it was fucking too late.
Yeah. And then drastic action happened. It took World War II to change that. That wouldn't have just gone away on its own or with protests.
Now, they're promising us a lot of things that even Hitler and Stalin didn't do. They want to take control of everyone's lives, their property, their medical, their everything. And basically, they're going to take everything. You'll have nothing and you'll be happy. And you'll eat fucking bugs. Now, Nazi Germany, and I'm not defending the Nazis, the people of Germany under the Nazis came out of extreme poverty and debt that was incurred during World War I, and they got a sense of pride and national dignity under the Nazi fucking party and Hitler.
Right.
So there was a lot of support for the regime and what it was doing, because they become an industrial powerhouse very quickly again, and people started living better again.
Yeah,
so they
were promised jobs. They were promised jobs, and they were promised the ability to feed their families and make a better living for themselves. And that's all it took.
And they got it. Today, they're promising to take our shit away, and you're going to live within 15 minutes and work. They're doing the exact opposite. So, yes, I believe you're correct. There's going to have to be a lot more people really pissed off and really hurt and damaged, and then we'll see. But it's not just going to be some glorious 3-day event. It's going to take decades and decades and decades, or God knows who knows what. But being prepared, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's that pendulum, I mean, we're approaching the peak of the left side of the pendulum. Now it's going to hang here for a while before it starts swinging back, and it's going to take a long time to get back to the other side.
Or that pendulum is going to swing and then fucking break and snap and fly that way.
Yeah.
That's...
It could snap before it starts swinging the other way too. I don't know. But
That's what I think is going to happen. Is it's going to get way over there, and then they're just going to break it off and say, I think they're going to go for total tyranny. I do. And will the people be strong enough, smart enough to fight back? I don't know. I pray they are.
I don't have a lot of confidence that they are.
With all the people with their head up their asses, they're going to be, are they going to be willing to fight for it when they come out? Anyways,
everybody's willing to fight when it's too late.
Well, they claim they're willing to fight.
Yeah.
But are they willing to fight?
That's the $1 million question.
Yeah, it's worth a little more than that. Let's put some inflation numbers on there. That's the $1 trillion question. All right, man, let's check out. It's a long day. I'm fucking whipped. I'm tired. There's a ton of shit going on. Get caught up here, folks. Be prepared. Don't fall for the sucker's belief system that QAnon is going to do something or that voting is going to be enough. There's a lot more to it, and it's going to take a lot longer. I do agree with Uman there. Conventional wisdom says people are lazy, slow, and they don't give a shit. Right? And remember that the American Revolution was won by 3% fighting and 20% supporting the war total. 20% total. So I don't think we have 20% that have woken up yet and that are that hurt. In fact, we're still kind of fat, sassy, and happy. But they're promising to take all of our stuff. And I think that would really piss people off. In any event, folks, chance favors the prepared mind. Aren't you glad you are a prepper?